My guy.
Yep, we all saw the the Talksport interview. Hey, listen, it weren't the best. It weren't the best.
Have you ever talked to the man them, yeah?
Mm.
And then they do something to make you believe they said something, but they said nothing at all.
Yeah, it was.
He said, "Why didn't you fight Why didn't you fight Boatsy?"
He goes, "Why didn't you fight Willie Hutchinson?" He's like, "Exactly." That I ain't gonna lie. The
my God.
You know when you're trying to track the line of the banter, and it's like that moment where it's like, no, I don't understand. I don't understand what just happened. What did I miss?
Who hit me? That's rush hour. Who hit me, bro?
Which one of y'all hit me?
Which one of y'all hit me? Because I watched that and I said to myself, no. And then Simon, it was good for them. Them lot are Jedi.
I tell you what was interesting though,
yes,
that I picked up in that thing, and obviously I'm not trying to change the subject. So if you want to bring it back,
I will bring it back. Don't worry, you know me.
Yeah,
come
do
on.
it. When he goes the Boatsy Hutchinson negotiations, he goes, I was involved in the negotiations.
Simon works for Boxer.
I said, that's why you don't talk about Ben Shalom.
Simon works for Boxer.
I know, but it's just, you know, the ones there where you hear the moment where a man has to reveal why I'm so confident.
He said, I know Wagwan. He basically, this is what happened. And that's why it's important. And I'm glad you found that part, because I saw that part. Guess what he said? He said, listen, I'm not third party. I know what's going on.
That's right. Don't try and have me out the narrative.
Don't have me outside the narrative as this jockey. Yeah. I'm in this. And he said to him, listen, they don't want to do business with you. And that's what we have to get down to. The nitty gritty of it is Frank has frozen him out.
He's frozen. Yeah. It's
Frank done an interview saying, we work with people that want to work with us and this, that, and the other. It was very clear what you're saying. You have to be illiterate or just don't understand to not see the message. The message was very clear. And then after and what was, because I think about the Tunde one now and it all starting to make sense. Tunde said, we can work with anyone.
Yeah.
Then he says direct to Turkey al-Sheikh, His Excellency says, if he hear us, we can work anywhere. That sent a message. But guess what? Them men are saying, look at the two dogs that are running it.
They're doing the gatekeeper thing. Frank is sitting there thinking, you get over my head. you think you're going over my head?
Do me a favor.
Do me a favor. Like, that's the energy that it is at right now. And I think you can kind of hear through the messaging. It's just like, yo, brother, we're not limited, but at the same time, what's happening? And I think there is a disconnect in the lines of the chain of communication. I think the Shalom move was to maybe try to come in that way, but I think they're looking at it like, yo, I don't know, bro.
All right, so I need to ask you just normal questions, bro. Yeah? You saw Frank Warren push Shalom on stage. Yeah?
Yeah.
You saw that he visibly doesn't like my man.
At all, bro.
Like, it's clear.
He stepped to him and said, I don't care about how old these bones are, bro.
He was on Tony. He's on pugilist settings, bro. He was on pugilist settings.
He said, when I'm that tired, I turn into Big Frank.
So are you seeing it? So now you're telling me, follow me on this journey right now.
Cool.
Yeah? So clear, that is the ops. I don't think you're allowed to go on Talksport and say, well, that's my uncle and he's still my guy. Because if I'm your uncle, if you're my nephew, what are you doing with the ops? Why are you fighting with you can't. You actually can't. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I just want to check.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that. If that the rule is very simple. This is the ops. I don't like him. You see me push him. When this is when I knew it was serious. When Fabio Woodley hurts Frazier, he's not because of his relationship with, he cares about boxers. I know Frank Warren cares about boxers. The celebration was about, I've done it to that pussy-o. It was more about, what Fabio Woodley did was more to Ben Shalom than Frazier. He got up and celebrated. Right. We were all stunned thinking, I hope he's all right. The anger that this man felt,
because it's one of the ones where it's like, not only have I got the win, but your product. Your fighter as a commodity now,
I finished it.
Will not look the same.
I finished it. And and I know that Frank Warren, these are boxing men, so people care about boxing, but the beef between the two parties was more serious than what was happening in the ring at that time, in that moment.
Exactly it. And what's happening now is the business side of it is like they've snooked him. Like they're calling out names and all that kind of stuff, and everyone is kind of at the like even Eddie Hearn, who previously under any other circumstance would jump to sign.
Yes,
Is now like, that's my brother.
that's
So
my guy.
This it's mad.
So now this is where it. I watched that video because I was always trying to say this. Like, if we're being real with our friends, yeah, and I like this. Remember, I like this team, but then the situation, it was the worst. I think this is some of the worst decision making.
Yeah,
because these men have the monopoly.
But you know what it is? I think it's one of the things where you don't always know how bad or how good a move is.
Yeah,
in life, you know, you always
we make
you're at the junction. Is what it is. But I think now the way it's playing out, you're starting to see how powerful Frank has become. Frank is literally, and I never thought I'd be saying
we
this.
said the posters. We used to laugh.
Guy, he's #1 promoter right now, bro.
He's #1 promoter.
Like, it's not like the card this weekend.
Bob Aaron's coming to the zone, bro. He's on his way to the zone. I'm telling you, Frank is in charge right now. And this is what Frank mashed up. He mashed up Eddie Hearn. He mashed him up clean sweep, bro. And you left, left my guy, and I hear it, but you left my guy and went to the ops. Not even the light, or like not even Wasserman. That would have been a good move. Go there, bro. Man went to the young upstart. Come on, bro.
But even before he'd gone there, Frank was very much like, brother, you're not gonna be able to move right now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, first it was like the lawsuit thing.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know if they're still tied up. Like, obviously we've seen Yarde fight under Sky Sports.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Frank is letting it be known it ain't gonna be like how you think it's gonna be.
Well, and
outside.
Frank and Simon Jordan being involved is saying, listen, well, that's crazy as well. But Simon Jordan being involved is saying, I know how these men think about you. That was all I learned from that moment. I know how these men think about you. Now it does look like there's wiggle room. I do feel like Yarde is allowed out, kinda, but I feel like his remit of where he can go, he ain't like, it's not like young Simba when he says, all that the light touches is yours. It's not that, bro. Bro, they got him in the elephant graveyard, bro.
I think it's
right now. That's where he is, bro. With COVID in there, man.
Turkey's gonna have to impose and say, hey.
I don't know what. Oh, we're back. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I think Turkey's gonna have to intervene and say, hey, I get it. Sort that out.
Willie, is it worth it? For everything I have got, am I gonna come back for Yarde?
Well, the thing is, he wants those fights. Do you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like, cool, I get it. Frank feels aggrieved, but it's like, bro, what do you think this is, bro? We're not going back to those archaic days where Mandem be owning fights.
No, but I'm saying
if it's not through me, then it ain't gonna happen.
No, but is it worth it?
That's got to get crunched.
No, the shout, the call out, I'm saying, is it worth it? As in, what are you? We're not talking about undefeated fight or this, that, and the other. Turkey has to weigh up. Is this worth rocking the boat of our relationship?
I hear you, but
so is he saying, I'm gonna risk it to go and get my guy? Because that's what it takes. It takes someone that says,
we back in the game? Yeah, we are. We're back. Appreciate it. That was Frank Warren might have allegedly interfered with the Wi-Fi. Said,
right, cool.
Get him off there talking. What are they saying over there?
Yeah. But we haven't got right now. We haven't got the camera that we will be using. So that's where it is. Anyway, man, we move.
But yeah, no. For me, I'm just very much like, yo, this day of promoters owning fighters.
Yeah,
that's gotta be dead. This cannot happen, bro.
I hope
if this is what is going on behind the scenes, where man is like really cutting cutting man off, then it's like, brother.
Well, no, do you know what it takes? What it really takes is he has to, I like the rebuild that he's saying. Darrell's not the name for him, to be honest. That's too far gone. It like the names that make sense to me. Craig Richards is a great name, personally. Dan Aziz is a great name. I know people are saying whatever. Lyndon's a good name.
Would you take a Kovalev? Or is that too past?
Kovalev's taking a piss. He can't afford that. He needs even Hutchinson is the fight. Because if he can do to Hutchinson better than how Boatsy did it, if he mashes that, because remember, his name and Boatsy's is tied together. They are tied together. So if he mashes up Hutchinson better, like mashes him up, guess what? Now I have to see it. Are you with me? Like, what we need is, because he's fought these guys, like, so even the names I was saying, actually, they're not for him. There's really, if we're chasing Boatsy, because Bivol and Bataviev, that's like February, then we don't even know if they win again, it's a trilogy. Yeah. So let's have it right. and say, look, Hutchison is the name, mash him up, and then because Callum's now fighting Boatsy, this makes sense, guys. Everything else is like any other. Lyndon's not for him. Hutchison's the man for him. Mash him up in a way that now I did it better than Boatsy. And then Turkey has to pay attention because not silly.
But then you still got to work with Frank to get that fight.
Yeah, but it forces his hand a bit.
Yeah, but trying to get a fight with Frank is going to be a nightmare, bro. But then Ben Shalom might be keen to get that one done.
Well, I don't have to deal with Ben Shalom. can do it with directly Frank. Remember,
then,
that's what he said.
Then send Frank a text, man. Just send him a light text. And be
He
like,
said,
"Yo,
"Uncle,
jump on a FaceTime."
There's a couple of do me a favors. You just got to get past the do me a favor face. Like, anyway, we move, man. But